How's it going, people? In this video I was going to talk about the focal dystonia I've got and, you know, where I think I got it, how it started, etc. Okay, so I'm a right-handed guitar player. The first thing I noticed when I started getting it was my middle finger when I was playing lead. So I was just playing lead, and then all of a sudden my middle finger, it was just kind of like sitting on top of the string. You know, so if I'm playing my first finger, I just wanted my middle finger to just be up in the air and out the way. But it was kind of like every now and then it was just, you know, it was touching the string as well, and you know, so obviously I couldn't play that. It was getting in the way. So naturally, the first thing I did was, okay, right, well, obviously I got a dexterity issue, so I practiced even more, and I thought, okay, it's these two fingers, they're the problem. So, you know, as you've probably all done as well if you're watching this, you practiced even more, and without knowing it, I made the problem even worse, which is, yeah, really annoying. So, yeah, I just kept practicing, and to the point where it was just getting worse and worse. It was just, my second finger was just starting to get clamped to the fingerboard, and I couldn't work it out. I just didn't understand why that was happening. So, you know, I just kept practicing more and more and hoped that it's going to get better. And at the same time as well, I was doing just open chords, nice easy stuff, you know, ridiculously easy stuff. It's beginner things, and it was my middle finger again. As I was playing, my middle finger, it was pulling down on the strings as opposed to me just pushing in lightly and nice, you know, playing the chords. It was pulling down on the strings and getting in the way of the other ones. So you know, I couldn't play chords properly anymore. It was really weird at first, you know, like. For you guys that have got it, you know, and you've noticed the progression of when it happens, you know, you've gone from, you know, every time you practice, you improve. You know, that's the way it should be. You practice, you're doing it, you're practicing the right things, and it gets better every time. But for me, you know, it was like, and for you guys probably, I was practicing every time I got worse. It was like, what is going on there? It made no sense at all, you know. You know, and it just got depressing. It was like to the point where, you know, some days I just avoid practicing because it's like I'm just going to get worse again. You know, it was depressing. It just did not make sense. So I just, you know, I just kept putting it off, and so then eventually I'm looking around online trying to figure out, okay, what's going on here? You know, I was eventually I found it online. It was just like focal dystonia come up. You know, I saw someone else that had, you know, the exact same type as I did. You know, their second finger was just going crazy. You know, whenever I did power chords, my fingers were just clamped to the, you know, I'm trying to use these two fingers and those two are clamped to the fingerboard. I'm like, what's going on there? And I saw some other people and they had the exact same one as I had, and you know. It was kind of a relief in some ways because it was like, okay, I'm not the only one. I'm not doing some weird, bizarre thing that no one's ever had. It's like, okay, so this is a thing, and it kind of made me feel better. At the time I saw it, it was like they were saying the conclusion was, or what I saw from that limited look, that it's incurable. You're stuck with this. So my first thought was, okay, well, sorry, I don't care. I'm gonna learn left-handed. So I got a left-handed guitar. I just started relearning guitar because I don't really care. You know, if I can play any type of guitar, it doesn't bother me. You know, I loved learning. You know, the learning process is one of my favourite things of playing guitar anyway. So I just thought I'll just learn left-handed. It's no problem. It went really well playing left-handed. I did it for about a year. I got to, if anyone knows Metallica, the Injustice for All, that kind of stuff I was practicing. None of the really fast stuff, the medium paced songs should I say. You know, it was going really well. It was so much fun playing. You know, I just loved being able to, every time I practiced, it got better. That was, you know, that's what you want. You want to practice, it improves, and it was beautiful. I was loving that. And then I started having these stupid thoughts. I just had that little seed in my head. I just thought, okay, what happens if you get it left-handed? And then stupid brain, or mind, shall I say? That started to manifest. I started to think about that more. So, I'll say one day I can remember playing Enter Sandman, a Metallica song, very easy riff, and I'm playing it. And I just remember there was a little bit more tension that day, and then that stupid thought starts coming into my head, like, okay, what, you know, what are we going to do if, you know, you can't play left-handed as well? And wow, that freaks you out, man. And then I'm doing it, and every day there was a little bit more tension and that stupid thoughts going around in my head. And before I knew it, that was it. You know, it's like, I think it took me like, it would have been between a week and 2 weeks, and before I know it, left-handed's gone. You know, I can play a bit left-handed, but it's basically gone. That the seeds, you know, it's done. You know, I've built all this tension. It took such a short period of time, and before I know it, yeah, no more. And obviously, that leaves you very depressed. You know, it's like, okay, right, I can't play right-handed. I can't play left-handed, and you know, for me, music is my life. You know, it's I love playing everything. I've always wanted to do it since as early as I can remember. Like, I think it was 8 or 9. That was my earliest memory of I just want to do music. That's all. So you know, it's like, and I can't work either because I'm a teacher. So now I can't teach either. So it's like, okay, what do I do in life? You know, all of my life is spent. Okay, I'm practicing and just enjoying, gigging. You know, just having fun with music, playing with my friends, and now I can't even work either. So I have no skills other than guitar as well. I'm an idiot, as you can tell from listening to me. I'm not very coherent. I'm not great. I'm probably just rambling a lot. I'm useless at everything apart from guitar and music. That's my thing. That's all I've ever done. I didn't bother learning anything else. I was like, what do I need? You know, I need guitar. Let's just practice guitar. Let's just play music. It's the best thing in the world. Why would I do anything else? Anything else is a waste of my time. I just practice. Practice, play with other people. It's great. It's so much fun. And then obviously at that point it's like, oh, you know, I have no skills. And now the skill that I did have is now gone. It's like, oh shit. What do I do with life now? And you know, I'm sure a lot of you have gone through it. You know, I was fucking depressed. You know, I was so depressed and kind of, you know, suicidal at points. You know, especially when I didn't have either side. It was like, what's the point? You know, I think I'm just gonna, you know, just you know, I think I was really in that place. I was like, what's the point? You know, if I can't do my favourite thing in the world, I'm out of here. But luckily I didn't. I found some things to be positive about. I was like, you know. Then so I did more research. I looked it up, and then eventually I found Joaquin Fabra. I think that's how you say his name. Apologies if I'm saying it wrong. You know, the Joaquin from Spain, and it was great. You know, I watched, what was it? I think it was David Skagg, was it? I watched a video interview of him as a big series of it. It was like 9 videos, and that was great. It just gave me hope. So I got in contact with him, and then I had my first lesson, and as soon as I had my first lesson I was like, oh man, this is beautiful. Already he got me starting to relax and playing stuff again. You know, only micro improvements, but those micro improvements is what I hadn't had before. All I'd had was every time I practiced it gets worse. So as soon as I had a lesson with him and he got me doing stuff again, I was just, this is beautiful. I don't even care if this takes me like 5 years, something like that, something horrible. It's like, as long as there's that constant progression, no problem. You know, that doesn't bother me. If anything, I love the you know, practicing and the improving part, so I didn't mind that. So yeah, it was beautiful having lessons with Joaquin, and I'll stop ranting now and I'll talk about that in another video. Next video I'll talk about lessons with Joaquin. So I hope that wasn't too much of a rant or boring to listen to. This is just going to be me, you know, I'm going to talk through my history, lessons, things I'm doing that also help, that complement Joaquin's lessons. Yeah, all Focal Dystonia things related. Oh yeah, how I've stayed positive as well. There's some things that I've done that have, yeah, they've really helped. Otherwise, you know, because I'm sure at some point, if I wasn't born, I'm so lucky to have been born in a time that Joaquin's alive as well. If I didn't have this help, I'm sure I would have topped myself by now, because it's like, music's everything. So if I didn't have that, it's like I'm out of here. So yeah, I'll talk about things as well that I've done that have, have helped me stay positive through this, horrible time in my life, and, for your life as well. If you're watching this and you've got Focal Dystonia, there's things to stay positive about. Anyway, I'm going to stop ranting. So, if that was any good, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you like it, and yeah, I'll do another video. See you later.